There are times when I visit a place, I want to stay longer. But Gunnar has this gift of creating anticipation. So when it's time to move on, I'm ready to go. As for me, I've learned to trust Gunnar's judgment. His running commentary is a history, geography, sociology, and theology lesson all rolled into one. I use my eyes to take it all in, and where possible, my camera to record it for others. We're actually retracing our steps of yesterday, but instead of returning to Malay, we go east to visit an old friend of Gunnar, and also a school where Gunnar taught many years ago. These places are quite remote, and certainly the cruise ships and tourists seldom come here. Gunnar wants to let me film some off-the-beaten-track venues, but also get to meet some of his friends. We pass some interesting places on the way. The Bellporten, which sounds like Pellporten, the pearly gates, an English idiom for the gates of heaven. We did not enter. My time is not up yet. We soon reached our destination, a pretty little fishing village on the edge of the fjord, just across the water from the school where Gunnar taught. Gunnar's friend actually came to school by boat. One of the places he wanted me to see was the village shop, Landhandel, the general store. There just happened to be a visiting boat on the jetty, and Gunnar immediately recognized an old school friend from Volda. I had a look around. Certainly a fishing village, but the only one fishing was a grey heron looking for lunch. And he treated me by taking to the air and giving me a great shot. The brother of Gunnar's friend was running the shop, which was more like a museum than a shop. It was in the old style, where the shopkeeper gets the goods for the shopper. There were some very old brands here, but it did stock a few items for visitors. It was quite progressive in its ideas. Out in the garden, the vacuum cleaner technology had been applied to the lawnmower, and it was doing a great job.
It's like a drone, it knows where to go.
Yeah.
How far?
We then drove over to the opposite side of the fjord, where Gunnar used to teach. The building in the center with a caravan parked outside being the old school. The village of Rugsand huddled on the shore. We then continued our journey, Gunnar as usual checking the ferry times carefully so that we can make the most of the time. We usually arrive 5 to 10 minutes before it leaves. Our route to the ferry takes us alongside the fjord. We'll take the ferry to Starheim.
Yeah. And we're going to cross to here.
These ferry trips are a real joy. Keep breaking the trip and having a 20-minute break, just watching the world go by and having the breeze in our faces. Wonderful. We often get a cup of coffee on the way over, usually a bathroom break, a geography lesson from Gunnar perhaps. But I never feel it's a hassle, always a pleasant interlude. We're soon making our way to Eid, our next destination, alongside Nordfjord, the northern fjord. We're in a delightful little town called Eid, and looking at some of the old wooden houses from yesteryear. Indeed, a very pleasant town. Quaint old wooden buildings, beautiful flowers and gardens. Cobbled streets and interesting shops. The influence of their language on English quite clear. Now here's an interesting little place. Klemmerkruk. Have a hug in the corner. Apparently it's good for your health. Even a lover's bench in an interesting shop. Unfortunately, no Norwegian girls to give us a hug, though on a previous trip, Gunnar and I were kindly accosted by a hen party and were offered to kiss the bride for a krone. We actually both declined, mainly out of embarrassment, but afterwards both regretted it. But now it was time to leave comparative civilization and head into a remote mountain valley where there's not even a beaten track. Don't miss this one.